So does Redis really use malloc? Although we saw in the code base in the previous video that, hey, Redis used zmalloc and it wrapped malloc implementation. But does Redis seriously use malloc? Can there be something better out there? Right? So we are all taught that, hey, malloc is the ultimate thing that we use to do memory allocation in C language. But there are libraries. There are libraries that do manual memory management for you. Now, this is where JE-malloc and TC-malloc comes in. So JE-malloc and TC-malloc are libraries by Google and Facebook that does memory management for C language. You will find the bindings of it in multiple languages, but what the idea is pretty simple. It does manual memory management for you. Now here, why do you think you need to do this? Achha, by the way, where do you find this code? Under zmalloc, under zmalloc.h, you'll find something. This is where you'll find that although we're using malloc, but there is a place where it is overwritten. So here you see if defined use tcmalloc, and then you defined zmalloc lib something. If JE-malloc version major, so here elif defined use JE-malloc. So either you are using tcmalloc, then do this. If you are using JE-malloc, then do this. Something like this exists over here. Now here, what are these? Right? So this is where it's very fun to understand what we are actually trying to do over here. So Redis is an in-memory DB. So when it is an in-memory database, which means you are doing a lot of in-memory reads and writes. When you are doing a lot of in-memory reads and writes, what you want, you are allocating and deallocating a lot of heap data. Right? When you're doing a lot of allocation and deallocation of heap data, you might be writing a lot of small objects because key is small, value is small, doing basic incrementation like increment and whatnot. So doing a lot of small transactions on it. Now what happens there is that when you're directly invoking operating systems implementation, basically operating system deals with pages and whatnot. A typical page size of an operating system is 4096 bytes, basically 4 KB. Right? So when you're doing a malloc for operating system, it would bring a 4 KB page for your allocation, but you are not using that much. Right? So it would try to fit in multiple things that's operating system level page management. Won't go into details of that. But when you do a lot of allocation and free, your memory gets a lot of vacuum spaces, which means that let's say you allocated a big chunk of memory and then you freed it up, or rather, let's say you allocated 4 small chunks of memory and then you deleted the middle 2. Now that middle 2 is fragmented memory because you have some allocation over here, some allocation over here, and middle allocation is free. Now you cannot just fit in anything over there, right? So that's a classic case of fragmented memory. So what happens there is that there are libraries like JE-malloc and TC-malloc that does memory management for us, similar to what malloc does. So it's a malloc implementation, right? So they allocate a bunch of memory in chunk, and then it does memory management within that. And it does defragmentation, concurrency control and whatnot, which is where JE-malloc and TC-malloc, they perform very well as compared to traditional malloc, because traditional malloc typically deals with operating system directly. Right? But JE-malloc and TC-malloc has a lot of configurations through which you can make that memory management the way you would want for your use case to perform the best. Right? So that is where you will find in zmalloc.h, where you will see a lot of flags called JE-malloc and TC-malloc. This is what it is all about. If you are compiling this code on Ubuntu, you will find JE-malloc's implementation as the native one. Otherwise, you can change it to TC-malloc as well. Both works just fine. And here in the code zmalloc.c, you would find references to JE-malloc at a lot of places. You'll see how they're actually using it, right? But the idea is pretty simple. Like for us also, JE-malloc is just a bunch of APIs, a bunch of memory management APIs that are exposed. It's nothing more than that, right? And then it's that. But which one to use? So JE-malloc and TC-malloc provides us with some interfaces, some APIs through which we can do memory management. We are wrapping it all under the same name malloc. Or by the way, you'd at a couple of places, you'd also see macros defined in which it does a specific control flow. If this, then use JE-malloc, otherwise use TC-malloc. But the idea is pretty similar, that native malloc implementation is not performant because it leads to fragmented memory. That's where Redis would use something called as JE-malloc / TC-malloc, any one of that, to do better memory management, which works very well with concurrency, does very minimal fragmented memory, does frequent defragmentation, so that you use your memory very wisely, right? The best way to understand how performant JMalloc and TCmalloc are. I've shared a couple of links in the description. You can find that. But I would highly encourage you to check those projects out. You would understand so much more about manual memory management and why it is essential and how to do that. Right? So JMalloc, TCmalloc is what Redis uses. The default one is JMalloc on Unix operating system, and you can actually convert them, or you can actually switch them to different implementation, or you can even use a normal malloc and then run a benchmark. Whichever works the best for you, you can change it and tune it to the way you want it. Right? And yeah, this is what I wanted to bring up as an highlight, that at scale, projects like Redis, where it needs to be extremely efficient, they cannot rely on the native things that your operating system provides, or like native glib implementation of malloc, right? So that is where TCmalloc and JMalloc comes at the rescue, right? Going deep into that, it's extremely out of scope for this one, but I would highly encourage you to check those things out. You'll learn so much more about manual memory management, right? In case you are interested, do check out that particular thing. Right, and yeah, that is it. That is it for this one. In the next one, we'll look at signal handling and graceful termination, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, Satan.